Patreon.com fighting words. Love the boys, support the boys with £2 a month, £3.50 a month, £5 a month, or £10 a month if you're particularly strapped and really just want to give us all the cash you can. The only way that we can actually pay our bills and live a life of luxury and flex is if you give us money. So patreon.com fighting words. Support for this podcast, as always, is brought to us by our boys at Market Squawk, powered by livesquawk.co.uk, and Xbrain. Enter promo code fighting words to save 20% off any and all Xbrain related products at checkout, xbrain.co.uk. Ladies and gentlemen, we are back with the man himself, an absolute gem, a fighter's fighter, a boxing fan's boxer, like Tyler Denny's back. How you doing, my man?
Oh, good man. Thanks for having me back on.
Mate, you have an open invite. Whenever you want to come back on, like, I know we have to reach out because you basically just, you're fulfilling the potential of note. You know what I mean? Like, it's just so,
Man.
so good to see. Obviously you weren't exactly doing bad before, but now you're doing so much
Killing
better.
it.
Like, yeah, you're killing it now, mate.
Yeah, that's the plan, man. That's the plan. But you gotta keep doing it. Do you know what I mean? You
Yeah.
gotta keep it up, man. But yeah, I'm enjoying it, man. I'm enjoying the journey. See where it takes me.
So if I remember rightly, we had you on after the Brad Ray fight,
Yeah.
and you've had a
Yeah, it
couple
was, yeah.
since then.
Yeah.
And now, do you have you got a new date, or is it's still on the pipe in the pipes?
No, nothing's been confirmed yet, but I'm hoping
Yeah.
and end of September. I've seen.
Okay.
I don't know if someone shared something today about who I'm supposed to be fighting and stuff, but I don't know if you've seen it, but uh, nothing's been confirmed from my side though, so I think it's a bit
Okay.
awkward, really. But
Yeah.
yeah, hopefully. I'm hoping tomorrow because I was seeing an interview saying it's going to get confirmed this week.
I mean,
Um, so
it's got to be tomorrow, maybe Saturday if we're feeling particularly flexible. But
yeah,
you know what I mean? You excited? How have you? Because for you last fought in May. Like,
yeah,
that's a little bit of a gap for you. What we say? Are you feeling good? You feeling a little bit
yeah. I'm
refreshed
feeling
and
better than
repaired?
now. Feeling better than ever because I had the break. It was my own choice really because I thought
Mm.
November, February, and May, and it's all right. It doesn't sound that much, does it? But it's just the training constant on it. Do
Yeah,
you
of
know what I mean?
course.
It's taken out of my body. Like before my last fight, like the last 2 weeks, I felt like shit, man.
Yeah.
But I'm going to pull out. But I think it's shown in the performance a bit. Really, it's a bit lethargic. I think. Yeah.
I mean, the thing is, he
Um,
was awkward, and he
yeah, it
wasn't
was. Yeah, it
exact. He
was.
wasn't exactly like he was. I don't want to say he wasn't going there to win because anyone that steps in the ring, no one wants to lose, right? But he was negative as anything, right? And it was
Yeah,
just a bit of a styles clash more than anything.
yeah. I know. But I think the last 2 rounds or something, I don't like it if someone's throwing more punches than me. Do you know what I mean? But like, I
Yeah, yeah.
wanted to do it, but my body was just tired. I wasn't like out of breath tired. It's just body was just
Just shutting
battered.
down.
Yeah, and I think there was an about fight in July after that, but I said, "There's no way," because
No.
like I would have a week off and I'd be back in full time crazy training. So I just thought I need a rest, man. And then there was no about September, so that'd suit me. So I feel like in a nice
Exactly.
position there.
I mean, from that position, so like you're you've had a decent run. So
Yeah,
obviously you're basically gone camp to camp to camp, right? So now
yeah.
you've had a little bit of time off and you're healing up. Are you starting to feel like bigger? Like, is making middle a struggle? Because like,
I wouldn't say it's a struggle, but it's definitely not easy. I think
yeah,
if you make the weight too easy, maybe you should fight the weight below. Do you know what I mean?
yeah,
I don't go say 11.6 is middle. I'll never see undo 12 stone till like a week or two out anyway. Do you know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah, yeah.
So yeah, it's I can do it and I can do it and I want to do it where I've got loads of energy doing it. Do you know what I mean? Like the last one I could do it, but I felt like if I'd carried on and fought, say in July, I might have ended up losing against someone that I shouldn't really be losing to. And it's no
Mm.
point losing and saying, "Oh, it's because I was tired or whatever." Don't fight then. Do you know what I mean? So I don't want to be in the business where I'm making excuses, man. If I fight, it's because I've chose to fight, and win, lose or draw, you've got to stand up on it, in you.
You have, and like when we had you on last time, we we were very candid and open. Like for you, as you were on the way back up, you nicked a win when they never expected you to win. right?
Yeah,
And then you did it again and again, right? Are you now starting to feel the pressure of like winner stays on, or are you kind of like, I'm going against you lot anyway, so it don't matter. I've always been against you lot.
yeah. It's not so much pressure of that. It's the pressure of more my lifestyle really, because
Yeah.
I've got a sponsor who helps me out, so I'm full time.
Mm-hmm.
But it's been quite clear, like, as brutal as it sounds, this while I'm winning. Do you know what I mean?
It's
So
a business, right? It's a
yeah,
business. So
yeah,
the long and short of it is like, I mean, our sponsors, if we stop doing episodes, they're not going
yeah,
to pay
yeah.
us anymore. You know
Well,
what I mean?
exactly. Yeah, yeah. So it's not so much about the pressure of that fight or whatever. It's just daily pressure. I think I've got to win because I enjoy what I do now. I don't want to go
Mm-hmm.
back to work and stuff. And it's been like 2 years now, and I think it was just before. It was just after the Derek Azazi fight.
Yeah.
He sponsored, but he sponsored me before that. He gave me a month off work, and then he phoned me after that and said, "Oh, you should do it full time." So, yeah, that'd be a great idea, but I need some dough. He's
Dude,
helped me out.
give him a shout out. What I mean, what's his website? What's his what's
SNR Construction,
yeah.
Steve, thank you, man. He helps me out big time, yeah. And like without him, honestly, I wouldn't be here now doing how well I've done. I think from I think the record shows, didn't it? I thought
Yeah.
River twice. It shouldn't have
Mm-hmm.
been twice anyway.
Yeah,
Brad
definitely.
Knight, Brad Pauls, McCall McGowan. I've got all these wins. Derek Azazi. Um, good wins, man, and the more I'm beating
Really good
apart from
wins.
McGowan. Do you know what I mean? So, and I put it down to him. Well, obviously myself as well, but he's allowed me to fulfill my potential. Really, do you know what I mean?
I mean, I like to think that if I ever come into a bunch of money, I think I'd do the same. I think I'd
Yeah,
sponsor. I mean, like if this pod ever blew up and we actually had a bunch, like just proper cash coming in, like
yeah,
10% of what any of the big pods get, I'd definitely give it back to young fighters because it's
yeah. Of
just
course, man. You need
like it's
it's
so
a
hard,
massive
isn't it?
difference, especially when you're working full time, and then by the time you get to that level, you're fighting against people who are just full time boxers. So
This is it, right?
it's hard, man.
So hard. The Brad Paul fight. I mean, young Sam up in the corner. It was bittersweet for him because obviously he loves you to bits, but Brad Paul's a local boy for him.
Yeah,
I'm all
Like,
through and through.
yeah, it was a great fight. Like you just,
yeah.
I don't think he expected the Tyler that turned up that night. Honestly, it just looked like he was just like, what is this?
You know what it was? Because Ryan Kelly's my friend, yeah, and he beat Ryan Kelly.
Yeah,
It wasn't personal that he beat Ryan
yeah.
Kelly, like, but
You just want
I
to get it
watched that
back.
fight. I watched that fight, and I just thought every time Ryan was working, Brad Pauls didn't really know what to do. But I think
Yep.
Ryan was working and waited. Do you know what I mean? So in my head, getting into that fight, I thought I just got to pressure him and outwork him. And
Mm.
I did maybe a bit too much, where I probably got a bit, I could have picked my shots a bit better, but it was working really. So I didn't really want to change it. I just outworked him from round 1 to round 10. I think just
Mate,
non-stop with him.
you completely swarmed him. Like
Yeah,
at no point in that fight was there one of the ones where you're just like, well, that was a bit of a close round. It was clear. It was.
yeah,
I think we had it on the stream. I think we had it as a shutout. It may have been like 9-1 maybe.
yeah,
But it was a near shutout.
yeah. I
Great
mean, like,
performance, dude.
yeah, yeah. Thank you. And I think afterwards I was a bit thinking maybe I should have boxed a bit better, but it was effective, and you just got to win it, yeah. And I feel
You have.
like maybe if I tried to box a bit more, then you got caught with some silly shots or something. Where I just think he couldn't deal with the pressure, man. And
No.
maybe he's a better fighter than he was. I don't know. Maybe I didn't let him be a better fighter, but it is what it is, and he's got to put it on him and put him to the
This is
test.
it. At what point it doesn't matter anymore. The win
Nah,
is the win, and the win on a big stage on Sky. You know what I mean? Like it don't
yeah,
matter. You get the W at all costs.
of course, man, of course. And like I said, I don't know, was he 16 an hour or something like
Yeah.
that at the time? So it was good, man. Another hour and another win, more importantly.
So what's the plan now? So obviously we've got a potential fight announcement coming up, right?
Yeah.
Your route, your dream as you go through. What are you saying now?
Well,
Do you want the
originally
British?
that was the plan, but I got fed up with it, to be honest. Do you know what I mean? Because I don't know who else beats like I think Brad Ray's 13-0. River
Mm-hmm.
was 14-0. Brad Paul 16-0, and
Mm-hmm.
you still can't get a shot, man.
No.
I don't know who's beat them sort of guys and not got a shot at the British. Do you know what I mean? And then they put me in after all that. I thought the Brad Pauls was an eliminator, and then they put me in a final eliminator against Conway, and so it was enough. So we said no. But I'm glad anyway because Conway got injured.
Conway got injured, and he's fighting
he's
Linus.
Now fighting Linus, and that's an eliminator.
Yeah, I know. But if I would have took that eliminator, that means I wouldn't have fought McGowan, and then I'd still been waiting now to fight Conway, which is going to be in October, and he's fighting Linus now. So I think Linus kind of took my spot. But instead, we went for like the European route. I won. I mean, people in the gym take the piss out of me, man. I won that EUU title or whatever it was. Liam Davis has got the proper one. Do you know what I mean? He takes the piss out of me every day. But that was just the ranking, really, and that put me like number 8 in the Europeans. And
there you go.
So the plan was to fight Signani.
I tell you what, light funny story, right? Not that funny. When anyone says funny story, it's never funny. That's fact. But when it got announced that you were fighting for the European title, literally where I am right now, so you can see the 2 chairs. So when we do streams or when we do episodes in person, if you're ever in London, text me. We'll get you in, right? Yeah. I had Denzel Bentley here, right? Yeah. So on Sky Sports News, it was announced that you were fighting for the European, right? Yeah. Denz, to be fair to him, should be British champion outright. He should be campaigning for the EPU title. He's fought for a world title and done. I was almost going to swear then. Done very well with it. You know what I mean? He was like, respect. Like, I want him to do well and all that stuff, but that is fucking bullshit. Like, what is going on? It was just like he was seething before we started, and then obviously it all chilled out after that because he's not a hater at all. It was just like, what do we have to do? Because like even for him, he's defending that British title how many times now? It feels like 7, 8 times, and they still ain't giving it to you outright.
Hey, I get that, but from my point of view, I wanted to fight for the British. And then this fight in Marcus Morrison, where I don't know where they dragged him from because
he's also a super middleweight.
I know that's what I mean. Right? He lost against Eubank. There's no shame against the people he lost against. He lost against Eubank. He lost against Zach Parker, and then I think he beat Pucci, and then he fought for the British title. And I was like, how do you get the British title off that? Do you know what I mean? So I'm fighting these guys, and then he's got it, and then Kieran Smith. I think he was at light middle one, and then he moved up and he got a shot. And I was thinking, hang on a minute, what's happening? What's happening there?
So the question is, who have you upset?
Yeah, so I can see how he felt, because I understand it regarding the British title. And I was thinking, well, how are these guys getting it over me? Who else have I got? I'm beating everyone around me to fight for the British, and I'm not getting it. And I can understand where he's feeling that But it's just how it is, isn't it? And even obviously the Hamza Shiraz one as well, which obviously I can't remember with Hamza Shiraz getting it because he's a good fighter and he's been up there, but he's openly said he's not fighting Denzel for the British. So what's the point in that?
That was a really weird one, right? Because we've had, how many times have you been watching? I wanted to call it BT Sports TNT now. Yeah. How many times have you been watching BT Sports / TNT and you got Dev on there? And he's got Denz next to him, and he just drops in, what about Hamza? What about Hamza? Like, it's a joke. Like, I'll text Denz that just at random. What about Hamza? And it's just like, they want him to fight Hamza for God knows what reason. Hamza don't want that fight.
Nah.
You know what I mean? Like, it's just like, what they keep playing it for.
They don't want that fight. He's saying, well, not for the British. I said, well, and I'm thinking, well, pull out the things so someone else can fight for it then. Do you know what I mean? But I don't know if it's because that's the politics in boxing, because they're both with Frank Warren, now. He's put them there so they can kind of hold on to the British until someone else probably from TNT wants to fight for it. Do you know what I mean? It's a bit annoying that side. But if you both say you don't want to fight for it, well, I'm just saying you don't want to fight Denzel for the British, then let someone else fight for it.
Fact.
I don't know. It just makes no sense. It's just holding everything up, man.
Yeah, or even like, so we got Conway and Udofia for I guess a final eliminator or an eliminator. How do you have an eliminator and then a final eliminator, and then do you do a final eliminator? And like, at what point?
That's why I pulled that in the end. I thought, what am I doing this for? Do you know what I mean? And like you said, I've got myself in a better position, like European route, and hopefully we can try and get that route. Then, do you know what I mean?
100%.
It's the hard work paying off, isn't it? After half fight after half fight where they're putting you in 50-50 scraps every time. Like
Yeah.
you hadn't had an easy option in ages, and even then, you've had stuff go against you. Like the first river fight, the draw. That was the first fight I worked on, and I was working for
Yeah.
Hennessy at the time, and it just sucked the air out of the room because
I
all of us
know,
were just like,
no.
"What is going on?" And I was behind the cameras for the your interview afterwards, and I was just like, this guy can't catch a break. Like, what's
Yeah.
happened? I was so new
Yeah.
to the sport, and I was just like, how the hell has this happened?
That's what I mean. So I think at that point, I was a bit thinking, do I carry on with this? Because as nothing was going right for me really. Um, it winds me well. It's Ian John Lewis when he done that, and then he done the catch-all one afterwards, and then they got rid of him. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, you just get fed up really.
Yeah.
Well, like I say, hopefully good things on there, and because I'll get the ranking now. We am trying to get for the Signani fight now, for the proper European one, and if we can get that, then great.
Yeah, and then obviously you become much higher profile because as although like, I will say this from a British perspective and a fight fan perspective and as a boxing podcast, I don't think there's anything more illustrious than the British title. Like it is the best looking belt of all of them for sure, and like a British title clash, like a proper quintessential British title clash. There's nothing better. Right? I would love to see you have the British.
I know, but I would as well.
But it's just ain't meant to be, right?
Yeah, nah, that's what I mean.
But maybe you get a unification.
I can't keep begging for it, can I?
No.
Well, I don't know what else I'm meant to do.
Maybe
I'd
you
fight
nick the
division
EBU,
and they won't give me a British shot. So
there you go. But like, maybe you nick the EBU, and then you get a chance at EBU and British and Commonwealth. Like we see that happen quite a lot. Maybe you get a chance for all of the marbles.
Yeah, maybe that's maybe.
I hope
but
so.
like I say, one fight at a time as well. But if the problem is, say if you do get the EBU and you get like a world ranking, next thing you know, you could be.
Yeah,
you could be getting world title shot. They could look at you from in the top 15 and think that's an easy fight. We can have that or something. Do you know what I mean?
You just turn them over.
Yeah, that's it. But I tried my hardest for that to get a British shot. There's just nothing more I could do really. I wasn't willing to do another eliminator and stuff, and I just feel like I deserved the shot, man. Like I said, a name like Marcus Morrison, who's coming off 2 losses, and then Kieran Smith, who I don't know what he's ever done at middleweight. I think he lost to Troy Williams at 11 stone, didn't he? Then he's got a British title shot, and you think you just want to see some fairness, don't you?
Yeah, I mean, but this is kind of the wonder and the mystique of the board, isn't it? You're not allowed to speak any further at this moment because obviously they're a little bit naughty with that, but I can because I'm nothing to do with them. They seem to just operate in the most unique boys club style of all time. I'd love to spend like 2 weeks just in there just to see what is actually going on because like I don't think there's much rhyme or reason to it, and the majority of the big boys in there are like barristers and lawyers, and they're smart dudes. I just don't understand it. Please don't comment any further.
Well, all I'm gonna say is after I beat River for the English, I thought maybe I'd get the British title then. Never got that. So after Brad Ray, I thought, I'm definitely getting it then. Then it's Brad Paul. Then I thought, surely 1,000,000% I've got to get it now. I thought, and it was even classed as an eliminator, but it wasn't a final eliminator, so eliminator means nothing, does it really? If it's not a final one.
Was there a part of you that wanted a third Brad on the streak?
Yeah, it would have been nice, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
It would have been nice.
Another one that's got two first names. Like we've got Brad Paul, Brad Ray, and then we do like Brad Ken.
Yeah, anyone? Bring them on, man. Especially for a British title, maybe.
100%.
I find it like I would give up on it really. The British now, like I said, if it comes round with something else, maybe. But the thing is,
that's your route.
Because I've pulled out as well. You get back to the back of the queue, don't you?
It's long. It's just long, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, we spoke about it before, and we were saying how because obviously you just couldn't get a shot, but you just turned around and went, "Do you know what? I'm gonna have British level fights with this English Championship," and you were just putting on performance after performance. Yeah. And it was like all like, everyone talks about like domestic scraps and like how they bump up a lot of the cards and how they are often the best fight on the card. And you would just do it
on those cards, dude.
Yeah,
they're the meat on those cards because they put you guys that they know are going to deliver as co-main and co-main, right? It's literally the substance of the card because normally the main event is either going to be a rivalry of some sort or it's going to be you know, our boy Frazier battering some
Yeah.
journeyman because he's head
Yeah,
of the bill. You know what I mean? But it's the
yeah.
fights before it, like the 2-3 fights before it, that are the real substance on that card, and that's just like you.
Yeah.
Have Boxer given you a proper deal yet?
Not that I know of. I don't know, but someone sent me a
Come
picture the other
on.
day, and I've never signed up for it. But someone sent me a picture the other day, and I'm
Of
on
what?
the box. I'm on the boxing website as one of their fighters, but that's news to me, so I don't know.
You ain't even got any merch. You know what I mean? Like
Nah,
this should be a boxer hood, like a boxer hoodie, boxer cap, boxer everything.
I got a
Yeah.
t-shirt. I got a t-shirt today from the last one, but they give me a t-shirt, but that's it really.
They're so naughty with their running orders because you've got like a proper 50-50 domestic scrap, and then it's like, oh, Ben Whitaker's second fight's going to be the co-main.
Yeah, I
It's
know.
just like, just come on, give Tyler some respect here. Let's bump him up.
Yeah, you know what though? It would be nice, wouldn't it? But I think because I'm coming from the small laws and stuff and whatever, I'm just kind of I'm happy just to get a fight. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
The glitz and glamour, like more up the card, would be nice. But as long as you give me a fight, it's like I'm a bit frustrated now. I want this fight date, and
yeah.
I'm not sure where it's even going to be or whatever. But I just want it, man. Just get the fight date. I'd fight at 5 o'clock if you have to. Do you know what I mean? I just want to get the fight done.
How
Just
big
carry
is
on.
the jump from what you were saying there? Like you've gone from small hall and now you've gone on to arguably the biggest platform. You're co-maining and like you're there in much bigger venues. Like what is that? What does that feel like to a fighter of your caliber and the route that you've had more than anything? Because there must have been a point where you're just like, if I can have a decent couple of bouts at your call, that's going to be big for me.
Yeah, 100%. It is a bit weird, but I don't really think about it too much until after the fight. Really, maybe I should take it in a bit more, but I'm not zoned into the fight. I don't really take it in. But I think what is big difference for me is the whole setup of I don't know, staying in the hotels for a few days and getting looked
Yeah,
after and your food,
yeah,
and then picking you up in a car to take you to this place and stuff. That's you notice that sort of bits, but in the ring sort of thing in the venues. From when I walk out, I just focus on the ring, and maybe it's a good thing because maybe I don't like to get overwhelmed or nothing. But
no.
maybe I should try and look around a bit and enjoy it a bit more. But I swear I can watch it back later. Do you know what I
But
mean?
this is it. You can enjoy it after, right? You can
Yeah, yeah.
enjoy it. You can enjoy it when you've done your bit. You can enjoy it after the fight is when you can enjoy it.
It's more for like your fans, isn't it, really. I think them sort of shows and stuff. Say the people who's with me at like little town halls and stuff, and
Yeah,
he's only selling so many tickets, and then they love it. Then like, when's the next one? When we can get to there? Because like, my last three have been Resorts World, Birmingham, Wembley Arena, and Manchester Arena. Do you know what I mean?
there you
These
go.
lot are loving it. They want Vegas and stuff, man. Do you know
And
what I mean?
you're in a Birmingham derby as well. The Birmingham Coventry with River, and like
Yeah,
the
yeah,
crowd was great for that.
yeah. That's what I mean. So if you can get more stuff like that. So I, I've showed, man. I'm willing to fight. I'm willing to fight these people as well. And I'm not
Sure.
saying they're not willing to fight me, but no one really is going to pick you as volunteers and stuff. And you just expect from your wins that the board would put you forward for these things. But
Reward you a bit.
yeah. Well,
Yeah,
otherwise, in the future, when these fights get put to other people, they could look at me and think, well, Tyler's fought this guy and that guy, and he got no reward at the end of it anyway. So it's no
Mm.
incentive, is there? For other people might look at it and think, what's the point? Do you know what I mean? What I'm going to risk
100%.
that for? Unless they're going to throw
Yeah.
loads of money at it and stuff. But then, like belt wise and that, there not much point me of doing it, was there?
No, not at all. But now at least we can be very positive in the warm light of the salt lamp behind me, right?
Yeah.
We can be super positive in the fact that you toiled for a while. Now you're on the up. Now you're going to
Yeah.
continue, and it has worked out, and it is continuing to work out. And like again from a fan's perspective, it's just so good to see. Like it's good
yeah.
to see good good people finally break through.
Yeah,
It's
appreciate that, man.
like it means a lot. It's like you and like seeing Dan Aziz come through. Like let's not
Yeah.
forget, it was like 3 fights ago they had him start in the bill defending his British title, and it's just like
Yeah.
that's rude.
Yeah, well, look, Dan is probably one of the boxers say I'd look up to for that sort of, like, he just built his way up in it,
Yeah.
into it. So he's done well, man, beating the guys.
But
I
no,
think to be fair,
I hold you
I
in
think,
that same regard because
yeah,
like you've maybe I think you've had it harder. I mean, Dan's had a hard route up, but I think you've had it harder because you've had a couple of setbacks with it as well,
yeah.
and then still come back.
It's all I know now. It's like I don't go back to work, so it's either you get on
Yeah,
with it or you know what I mean. You ain't got time to cry about it, have you? But don't get me wrong. After like the River first one and that, I was fuming for a few days, and you
I
calm
bet you
back
were.
down and
No, I
everything.
bet, yeah.
Yeah, do you know what I mean? And then you think I'm not letting that guy beat me, especially because
Mm-mm.
he was talking so much rubbish on in the presser and that on the way to it and all that stuff. And but I get on with him now. To be honest, I do get on with him, but I just wanted to do a good job on him.
Tyler, mate, I cannot wait for the announcement, and then we'll get you back on just before that fight in September.
Yeah, if I can't wait for it myself. To be fair,
I bet you
I
can't.
think Ben Shalom's doing an interview Monday, said he was going to announce it this week, and I keep checking and stuff to see anything's got announced, but no, maybe Friday.
Amazing.
Never on time, are they?
No.
There's
Never
always
on
something.
time.
Nah, and like I said, there's a lot of. I try not to and watch some stuff like a lot of negative. You know, like say like Eddie against Ben and then all that stuff.
Oh,
And
it's just
you
not
know
worth it.
what I
It's
mean?
nothing to do with you, you know. It's just like
Nah,
like it's
that,
just
innit?
anyone having a go with one another. It's just like, all right, we'll let them. It's between them two. It's nothing to do with
Yeah,
me.
yeah, exactly. Like you say,
I'd
as long
I'd work
as
with either as long as they're paying me. I don't care.
yeah, 100%. As long as it's talking about like people saying who's going to headline and stuff. Like honestly, I've not got a clue, but I won't be bothered if I don't know anyone headlines or forced anyone. I just want to fight for myself on a selfish point of
Yeah.
view. You just want to get the fight. If I was the only fight on the card, I'd take it. Do you know what I mean? Not great. I don't think you get your money's worth on the ticket, but I just need to sort myself out, man. And
This is why the fans love you, dude. You fight on Channel 4. You fight on Eurosport if it still exists. It don't
yeah,
matter. You just want the fight. It don't. You don't care.
The people's champion.
You're the people's champ. There you go.
Yeah.
yeah, that's it, man. That's it. Get me a fight, and I'll be there, man. 100%.
On that note, mate, all the best. Speak to you soon.
No, so man,
Yeah,
thank
thank
you,
you.
man. Cheers.